My name's Rebeca Evans. I work within the North Wales Community Dental Service for BCUHB Health Board. I work in two different bases, so I currently work at Blaenau Ffestiniog Health Centre and then also Maestero Health Centre in Llandudno Junction. My main role and responsibilities is we tend to treat people and children that can't be seen within a general dental practice. So we do things like history taking, examining teeth, we take dental x-rays, we do things like fillings, we do a lot of children's fillings, crowns, extractions, and then we also do a lot of preventative stuff as well. So this can be things like fissure sealants and fluoride varnish applications as well. I really enjoy working with children. I find it really rewarding and it's nice to put a fun and positive vibe on their dental visit, sort of to alleviate any sort of dental anxiety that they might have. And it's also really rewarding to feel like you're making a difference to their oral hygiene, but also their future dental health as well. That's the bit that I find nice to work with. So in my role, we see a variety of different people. So we see a lot of people with additional needs. So these can be things like hearing, visual, physical impairment, or they could be very dentally anxious or with lots of fear or dental phobia. And so it's sort of making our treatment plans revolve around sort of their individual needs, and that can be quite challenging, but also really, really rewarding as well. So on a typical day, we will start with the morning tends to be lots of dental examinations, reviews maybe of people that we've seen a few weeks ago. We just want to review them and taking quite a few x-rays in the morning as well. And then the afternoon we tend to have more of like a treatment base. So that tends to be more like our restorative procedures, so our fillings and also our children's crowns and extractions as well. I had a fair bit of orthodontic treatment in my teens, so that sort of started my initial interest in dentistry. I then went on and did quite a few bits of work experience in a general dental practice, and I shadowed a dental hygienist as well for a couple of weeks. And I sort of went away and did a bit of research on the different teams in dentistry and the different members of a dental team. And I decided then that I'd like to do dental therapy, so applied at university, and I went to the University of Manchester starting in 2011 to do dental therapy. I wanted to pursue a dental therapy career because of my interest from that orthodontic side of things, and also the skill set seemed quite exciting as well, to be able to do lots of different bits and bobs, preventative and restorative as well was quite exciting. So that sort of gave me that little bit of spark as well. So once I qualified, I then did a dental therapy foundation year. So I travelled down to the Prince Charles Hospital in Merthyr Tydfil for about a year, sort of once a month, just to the sort of study groups there. So I sort of worked part-time in a general dental practice, and then I did this on top then sort of once a month. And that gave me a really, really good experience to sort of bridge that gap really between between university and sort of clinical day-to-day practice. So to me that was really, really valuable. I wasn't quite sure initially if I wanted to work within an NHS practice or if I wanted to work in a private practice, so I did a bit of a mixture of both to begin with. I then decided that I thought I'd be able to use more of my full skill set by working within the community dental service. So I started working there, and that's where I still am now, and that's what I really, really enjoy. Whilst working within the community dental service, I then decided to do a bit more training. So I went and did a postgraduate diploma in paediatric dentistry with the Royal College of Surgeons of Edinburgh. It was a distance course, mostly online, but it gave me like that real opportunity to sort of network with other peers that are in the same situation, and also have a bit more of an interest in the kids side of dentistry. So that's really helped me, and that's given me more skills as well in my day-to-day practice. So at first I was committed to returning to North Wales, to work. I had a sponsorship when I was at university to cover my studies from BCUHB, so I started working in both mixed and NHS practices. I've always found that North Wales has had really good employment opportunities. I've always seen dental therapy, dental hygiene posts being advertised, and I've never had a struggle finding work once qualified, which in comparison to some of my peers as well that qualified in Manchester, it's a slightly different to what they've had. It was great having those opportunities when you're first trying to find your feet as well. I am fluent in Welsh. I did struggle initially with dental terminology once I'd qualified, having done the course in English. So I did get a lot of support here from my colleagues. They were brilliant, just to really help build my confidence, sort of translating those bits that I learnt in English. But I now speak to the majority of my patients in Welsh, and I know that's something that they're really grateful for, and they really appreciate it. I've also found it great that the Health Board also really promotes sort of people building their confidence and improving their Welsh language as well. So they do not only beginners courses, but courses for those who want to improve and build their confidence. And that's something that I found that's been great to help support, and help build your confidence. The support I've received whilst being sort of working within North Wales has been brilliant. We work in a team environment, so you're working closely with lots of different dentists within the community dental service, and also with lots of different dental care professionals as well. But also it's nice to be able to feel like you can approach sort of specialists and dentists with special interests as well. They're always happy to answer any questions or queries that you might have. There are plenty of fantastic and great CPD opportunities as well. I know that there's a study group, for example, that for dental hygienists and dental therapists that meet once a month, and that's great to sort of not only network but also to get support from your peers and those people, or support in areas that you don't want from your colleagues, for example. So that's great. And they do some really good quality courses within health education in Wales. So you've got a range of different speakers and a range of different sort of CPD topics, and I've always found that they run really good quality courses. So that's a definite big advantage of being here in North Wales. So in the future, I'd love to have a hand in lecturing future dental care professionals. I'm also quite keen to complete a master's degree as well, but I know that I'd like to be doing that based here in North Wales. So I live in a coastal village between Bangor City and Carnarvon Town Centre, so it's very central. The bit that I enjoy is the location. It's very scenic. There's plenty of local walks to do. We're sort of right on the North Wales coastal path, so that's really great. It's also quite accessible as well. So you've got, the A55 is quite close, so for transport links and stuff, that's brilliant. There's plenty to do around the area as well. We've sort of got best of both worlds, really. We've got, the sea, and then we've also got the mountains right on our doorstep as well. So for any activities like walking, hiking, camping, there's just plenty of those types of opportunities to do. Paddon Lake is really close by as well, so we like to do water sports. We like our sort of kayaking, paddle boarding, so there's those types of things to do, which is great. It takes me about an hour to get to work, so although I'm actually based in Bethesda, but I chose to take the opportunity to work in Blaenau Ffestiniog Health Centre because it's a redeveloped facility, so it's about 2 years old, so it's sort of very top of the range facility there, which is great. So it does take me about an hour to drive there, but it's very scenic and it's definitely worth the drive there as well. I think if you want to be part of a shaping and developing services where there's new facilities being built alongside lots of growing educational opportunities, then this is definitely the area that you want to come into. I know I'm biased, but North Wales is such a beautiful place to work and live. You'll never be bored. There's professional challenges, but also plenty of outdoor hobbies to try, sailing, diving, hiking, that sort of stuff. North Wales also has a lot of history and culture, so there's sort of slate mines to go and explore and castles to see, and there's opportunity to sort of learn and use the Welsh language, which is, it's a brilliant skill to have. The sunsets across the Menai Strait are absolutely incredible.